My name is Tony. Thank you for the nice introduction. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Augmented Robotics, a deep tech company founded in 2019 here in Berlin. First of all, apologies. I just came back from a 5 weeks business trip to Asia, and after a 20 hours flight, I'm still not super energetic today, but let's do it. Today I would like to talk with you about the question whether augmented reality will be the future of entertainment. And I think to predict the future, it's always a good idea to have a look into the past first. And if we do that, we can see that there are only a few very successful AR applications in the entertainment sector during the last few years. One of them being Nintendo's Mario Kart Live home circuit. That's basically a little toy car with a camera mounted to the toy car that transmits the live camera footage towards the Switch, and then augmented reality content is implemented in the live video footage. It's a really, really good game and one of the excellent applications and use cases for augmented reality. So if you haven't tried it out yet, but you're interested in the topic in general, I would recommend you to try it out. Nintendo can teach us a lot of lessons when it comes to good user experience. It was also a very good commercial success. Here in Europe, it sold out within 4 days, 1.1 million units within 2 months, even though it was quite expensive for being a toy, right? 115 euro per unit, plus you needed to own the Nintendo Switch, which adds another 300 euros on top of that. Another very successful game is obviously Pokemon Go. Some of you might argue that Pokemon Go is more of a location-based game, and that's true because you can switch the AR off if you like to. But many users actually did use this AR feature to do nice pictures with their very own Pokemon in their living room or wherever. And in between, Niantic actually earned more than 1 billion euro revenue per year. So that's a lot for a mobile app, so to say. And even now, years after the launch, they still have a very strong community of more than 150 million active users that spend money in this application on a daily basis. I love this quote actually, because Tim Cook really points out what augmented reality is all about. It's blending the physical and the digital realms together seamlessly. And this is the back to the roots original idea of augmented reality, right? You augment the reality. I saw a lot of negative examples of augmented reality in the past, where companies just put a 3D model of something in front of you on a flat surface and called it an AR application. But it's more of a 3D viewer, so to say, than a real AR application. Therefore, I think if it comes to AR, and the future will be combining something that you can touch, a product, for example, a landmark, with something digital. I mean, you all know Apple just released its new mixed reality glasses, but we are all business people, right? We want to earn money with our products and our services in the end. And if we have a look at the market today, there are only about 2 million AR glasses, but we have about 7 billion smartphones on Earth, right? And we want to be able to reach as many clients and users as possible with our services and products, which is why I would always recommend you to go for smartphones at the moment, because it's obvious, basically. Another advantage is that mobile gaming is actually accounting for 2/3 of the total game market, and it's growing crazy. Germany is a very conservative country when it comes to digital devices in general, but especially for kids. But even in Germany, 50% of the 9-year-olds and 94% of the 12-year-olds in Germany own an own smartphone, meaning that they don't just borrow the phone from their parents, they have their own phone, right? So this is a device that everybody has. And sustainability obviously is becoming more and more important for parents in general, because they like that a product is used for a long time and they don't have to buy new hardware all the time, basically. If we have a look at mobile AR target markets, I really like to address these four specific verticals: theme parks, education, retail, and toys. And my company is very strong in toys, education, and theme parks, and we might expand into retail as well. Looking at numbers, the PC gaming market and the toy market have been really stable in the past, even during COVID. The amusement park market took a big hit and is slowly recovering. But the mobile game market is growing crazy, like there's no stopping it at all, which is the reason why it makes so much sense to combine mobile with all of the other verticals. And augmented reality is a great tool to do so. If we have a look at the AR and VR market, the predicted growth is even more crazy. You know, there's no limit, basically. But enough about numbers and statistics. Let's get into the benefits of using augmented reality for your products and services. It is scientifically proven that if you use augmented reality for storytelling, you can drastically increase the user experience and the brand awareness for your products. And this is something that, of course, companies are looking forward to. I brought you some example, like the Pummel Einhorn is very famous here in Berlin. And if you would like to do an app for them, for example, it could go like this. You know, you just scan your favorite Pummel Einhorn, then their friends appear around them, and you can have adventures and challenges together. This is a practical example of what we did with Funko. Here in this app, our AI is recognizing this Wonder Woman collectible, and then you have enemies attacking her, and with the lasso of truth, you have to defend yourself. It's a really small little application, but it already adds a lot to a figurine that is usually just standing around, right? It's super, super important from a user point of view to have your applications as easy to operate as possible. Because some people always think that augmented reality is a challenge in the user experience and that it has to be taught, but it can actually be super easy. The applications that we did usually worked in a 3 steps directive. You just detect a toy, you select a fitting game, and you start to play. Our users don't even need to be able to read and write. This is an example of a product that we developed with a German toy company called Revel. They sell these old-fashioned remote-controlled cars, right? That you might know from your own childhood. And these products didn't change for 40 years, actually. You need a remote control, and you can maneuver these cars forward, backward, left, right. But that's it. With our technology and augmented reality, you can actually maneuver these cars with your smartphone and collect digital items. So just by this simple mini game, you are adding a lot of entertainment to a very traditional product in a way that is easy to use for the customer without the need of any tech knowledge. You know, it just works out of the box. And smartphones are amazing for that because everybody knows how to use them. This is another app that we did for Matchbox cars. You basically take out your old Matchbox cars or a new one and you flip it into zombies with your finger. And we actually received a huge PR hype for this game in spring this year. We got more than 10 million views on national TV and media, and went into Tagesschau twice, and even in the Berlin subway and stuff. So that was pretty cool, without paying a single euro for it. And this is how it works. So our AI is recognizing the Matchbox car, and then all you need to do is flip it into the zombies, and that's it, you know. Super easy. And it's a very traditional old toy, but with a AR layer that we wanted to have as kids, so to say. Another vertical that we're getting into is theme parks, which is also the reason why I just spent so much time in Asia, because they're very affine for theme parks and new technologies. In theme parks, there are so many opportunities to enhance the user experience, because people have the smartphone with them, and most of the time when they're, for example, waiting in line or deciding for the next attraction, they're already on their phone anyway, right? On Instagram, you know, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, but not immersed in park anymore. But with augmented reality, you could immerse the user 100% wherever he is in the theme park. For example, theme parks have a lot of cool sculptures. Like this is in Orlando, the 50 years Disney Mickey Mouse statue. And with our AI, you can just look at the Mickey Mouse statue and then turn it to life, right? And it starts to talk with you, and the storytelling starts. And you can do an AR scavenger hunt, for example. You can even do crowd control with that in the park, by adapting the scavenger hunt to the live availability of attractions, so to say. Another cool thing is dark rides. These are the rides that are really slow for kids. What you can easily do there is mount a tablet onto the dark ride, and then the tablet acts as a window into a magical world, where ghosts and other characters appear in front of you. And then you can even do kind of like choose your own adventure style. And this is something that is super important for theme parks, to immerse the player or the customer, as people want to be part of a story. They don't just want to consume, they want to decide what happens in front of their eyes. And this is the reason why computer games were so successful, right? Because you become the hero in the computer game and you choose your own story, so to say. And with this principle, you can actually write the same ride multiple times, but every time you have a different story, and so people come back. In Orlando, there are a lot of Harry Potter theme rides, and they all have these dragon eggs, for example. And at the moment, nothing happens with them. But with AR, you could actually use these probes in front of you to start a story, right? So look at this dragon egg, you know, with your smartphone, and then it starts to hatch, right? And then Hagrid comes and tells you a story, and you're basically immersed all the time without being bored on your phone on social media platforms. So if you ask me why I think augmented reality will be the future of entertainment, it's quite obvious actually. Augmented reality enables digital business models for physical products without the need of changing the physical products or adding new hardware into them. And let's be honest, most companies still sell something physical, right? They have products that they ship somewhere, and that's how they make money. And another good point for AR is that there's no competition between software and hardware, actually. They work seamlessly together. The AR wouldn't work without a hardware piece. That's why there's no competition. Our own technology works offline as well. Other technologies on the market need an internet connection. And obviously, of course, you can update software all the time, right? So whenever you have a special event like Halloween, Christmas, Easter, whatever, you can update your app quite easy and engage with the users again, or use it as promotions for discounts, for example, or tell them, okay, like there's a new product launch very soon, you can sign up for it, and stuff like that. A lot of companies that sell physical products are actually have no clue how users interact with their products. They do some user research, of course, and user tests, but most of the time the product ships and then it's gone, right? And no idea how the masses interact with them. By using augmented reality and AI, you can actually see what the user is doing with your products and where he is facing a challenge to go further in the user journey. So that's very useful as well. So basically the bottom line is, if you want to use augmented reality, you shouldn't wait anymore. The future is now, not just in 5 years, 10 years or something. Augmented reality works extremely well on devices that everybody has in his pockets. And you don't need to wait for AR glasses or something like that. That's not needed because the market coverage for mobile phones is there right now. We're working with big brands like Sony, Carrera, Revell, movie games from Poland, or RM from Britain, and many, many others. If you have any questions about what we do and how we can help you, just contact me, drop me a line. But I see we still have a few minutes left for Q&A. So if you like, I would be very happy to answer some of your questions.
Does anybody have any questions? Just please raise your hand. Don't be shy. We have some time. We don't need to rush too much. No? There you go.
Hi, my name is Beza. I'm a business student from the Netherlands. And I'm, well, more specifically interested in, you said that you came from Asia, from a meeting related to the theme parks. Do you have an example on what kind of topics you talk about internationally when communicating with those external parties? Mm-hmm. Do you exchange information from your side, or how does that work?
Mm-hmm. Most of the time I like to start with the natural user behavior, right? Like, what are people doing in a theme park? You know, the things like in a theme park, there's a lot of waiting, actually, you know, waiting to get to the next attraction. That's one of the biggest minus points, actually. Sometimes people have to wait for an hour, for two, and the theme park industry is very well aware of this challenge, you know, because people get frustrated. And basically that's where I start to talk with them. Like, don't you want to fix this negative emotion of your customers while they wait to get to the next attraction? And wouldn't it be cool to start the experience and the story while people are waiting, actually? And this is most of the time the starting point for the conversation. And yeah, they're very interested in doing something like that. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, I'm Konrad. I'm running a video production agency here in Berlin. The question was, what time frame, like how much is the development cycle for one of like a simpler product, and maybe ballpark cost-wise? I don't know. You want to say something? Thanks.
Well, it really depends on what you want to do. You know, it can start super easy, like you saw with the Funko presentation, but it can go into a real game, so to say, as you saw with the Matchbox cars and the zombies. And time-wise, yeah, depending on the on what's on your mind, it can be 2 months, but it can also be 9 months to a year to develop something meaningful. And then basically when you launch the app, this is when the real work starts, actually in app development, because then you're getting user data in and you see how people behave and how people act with your products. And this is actually when you start to do many iteration, data-based on customer data. And depending on the app and the product again, you can patch the app, so to say, towards the customer behavior for another year or longer, if you like to do so. Of course, only if it makes commercial sense and you're earning a lot of money with that application. Yeah.
Anyone else? There you go.
I just started in IT, but I've touched the AR mainly with Google Maps. I would say the AR function. What I noticed is that firstly, it relies very heavily on the quality of the camera, and it also drains the battery. So, do you see limited battery and camera quality as a current limitation of this functionality? And what do you think would be a good way to tackle it? Is it optimization and enhancing the possibility to work with lower image quality and reduce the RAM usage? Or are you relying on the development of higher capacity batteries and higher quality cameras?
Very good question. Thank you. In my opinion, it is proven that it's all about optimization, actually. If you develop AR applications for iOS devices, for Apple devices, all those points are not relevant anymore, actually, because it's Apple with its AR kit optimized its AR kit for its own devices, which is why it doesn't need as much power, so to say, as Android devices. So for Apple devices, you don't have the it's getting hot and the battery drainage at all compared to Android devices. With Android devices, you're totally right, because there's so many devices out there that Google is really facing a challenge with AR Core to have a technology that works on all those different phones, right? I believe that the optimization will get better and better over years, and that it's not really a hardware problem. Our solutions run absolutely seamlessly on iPhone 8s, for example, right? And that's a quite old phone. So it's really about optimization, yeah.
Anyone else? Any other questions? We have maybe time for one more. No? Okay, so if not, I'm sure you can find Tony. Also, you have his contact here, and you're going to be around Hub for today and tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Super. Thank you so much. And see you around.
Thank you so much.